it's Marble Garden, which I've grown to like over the years. Used to not, but it's a weird little level. For one thing, what cliche is it in? You know, it's not really tropical. Yeah, it's not really whatever, but I believe there's a Tails only area here, but I usually don't get to it. It's Act 2 is the one I usually get to. So, can you go all the way down the hill just like Sonic? Yes, you can if you want. I don't because there's a special stage right here. So, right here. So I don't really feel the need to do that. This one is a pain. And I am definitely not going for all seven. Or not all seven. I'm definitely not going for perfect here. This is one of those survival ones where you kind of take what you can get. I mean, if I can get a good number of rings, great. But this one is hard. And you can see why. There's no logic. Even that is kind of not logical. Well, so far smooth, but remember correctly, the last four are the ones I have a hard time finding. Again, there's no logic. There's no... Oh, there we go. Wow. That was pretty easy for me for the seventh one. So I got two left, both of which are beatable. Two definitely is. And four is too for the most part. So I'm in pretty good shape still. I worry more with the Sonic and Knuckles part because it has more areas that are hard to get to in terms of the giant rings. Oh yeah, another Tails only area. I never saw this for years, but notice the arrow? Look! You just go right, and look at this! Again, Tails was not an afterthought. Otherwise, why would they put something like that in there? You know, if I remember correctly, I mean Sonic definitely can't get up there, and I don't think you can get the height with Knuckles, but I could be wrong. Dual moving spikes. Oh, the platform is on here. I guess not. I think there is another giant ring in Act 1, but I don't consistently get to it. These break through barriers. They're very useful. Something they rectified in a hack called Sonic 3 Complete is that if you run into something while you're on that blue top, you don't lose your shield. And this one you lose your shield, which you shouldn't, because you're invincible to everything. So. And those are speed shoes, which there's not many of those in this game. A little bit, but I always think that among the three games, the three major games in the Genesis series, this is the most platform oriented. I think that's why you don't have a lot of speed shoes. And honestly, when you do have them, they're not real useful. You know? I didn't want to do that. This could be tricky because if you hit the ground, they go straight where you were. Or fast on the ground, but which really isn't useful sometimes. Here it's useful. Get through that barrier. Yeah, that one's hard to navigate. Those are called badly placed spikes, ladies and gentlemen. It's like in they changed a lot of the mappings between the two games to make this part of the game a little bit easier. The original Sonic 3, there's in Launch Base, there's spikes where you enter. Like every area, there's spikes on the outside. Um, and they're impossible to miss. So here you don't have that though. There are other ways of doing this, but this is the way I do it. You don't really have to go through this whole section, but it cuts some time off. I think the boss is over here. Yep. This boss is pretty self-explanatory. You just hit him wherever he doesn't show spikes. And with tails, you can hit him like that, like with his tails on his way up, which I didn't know till actually just a few weeks ago. And that's Act 1. Pretty self-explanatory. Nothing really weird. Do Act 2 in a second with the toughest boss, Tails faces.